Hello, this is a quick video to show you the new previous and next entry buttons that have been added to EmpowerDB. You'll see these buttons on the bottom right and bottom left of pages where these buttons have been added to, and I'll explain to you which ones you'll see that on in a moment. So here we are looking at pretend forms, supposedly tracking hotline callers. We got to this through the hotline caller program list from up here. We pick someone in the middle there. So I can show you that instead of going back to that program list and then clicking on the one before, we can just now mouse over this. It says, okay, do you want to go to the previous entry that was entered on March 7th? Click that to go to the previous entry, and click this one to go to the next entry. If you're not seeing the previous or next buttons at all, it could be because that there are no previous or next entries. This is the only entry. Or it could be that you're looking at a page where we don't support having those buttons. The pages that they're on now, or for any of your data form programs, you'll see those buttons. You'll also see it when you're looking at point in time blocks of information. So when you go to a point in time section, it'll jump you right to the last entry. So that's why we don't see the next button here, but we can go take a look at the previous entry and kind of navigate through the past entries that way. Again, there's other ways to do it, but this is just kind of an extra way that can potentially be helpful for you depending on how your workflow goes. And then the other place that this appears right now is if we're looking at our list of information pages. We're looking at that first information page on the list, but we can say, okay, now show me that next information page on the list, and you can jump around like that. Because this list of information pages, kind of the order of that information pages is more meaningful, we've added these drag buttons for database administrators to say, okay, this intern intake should actually be up higher in the list. You can make changes to the order of the information pages like that. Okay, we didn't make it so that if we're here on this first entry and there's nothing left after this one, that it jumps right to the next point in time. Kind of felt like that might be confusing and jumps you to a whole different point in time. And we also didn't make it so that the previous and next icons are on the client page. It didn't seem like it would make sense to go to the previous client or next client. I know this client does appear on a program list view, but there's just 100 different ways to get to look at a client, and previous and next people just doesn't sound great. So that doesn't exist there, but hopefully the places that those buttons do exist are helpful to you in navigating the site quickly and shaving a few seconds off the day where you got to be pushing buttons on this computery thing instead of going and helping people. So, yep, hopefully that was helpful to you, and enjoy.